Okay, so this is Memorial Day to remember not just our fallen soldiers, but our loved ones as well, who may have not have served. And I'm going to show you guys, pieces of documents, history that, I have showed before when it comes to me coming from a military family and also deceased loved ones who are just not here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my journal here for everyone. And I may not focus on every single little thing in here. I did that multiple times on my playlist I have called Native Truth that you guys can find in the bookmark section or the bookmark icon where it's going to say Collectibles 5. And you guys are going to see playlist there. So let me go ahead and flip through what specifically I need to find here. And if this does take me a while to do, I do 100% apologize for that. Alright. So, here's this first part right here that I'm gonna read off to you guys. Right? African American Region, Buffalo Soldiers, April 12th, 1861 through April 9th, 1865, Civil War. And I do have pictures and again documents to, go with these. And again, these are, my family, my ancestors. Chief Rocky Boy, Chippewa leader, 1851, April 18th, 1916, April 12th, 1861, April 9th, 1865, Civil War. Chief Robert Bob Tall, small boy, November 7th, 1898, July 8th, 1984, July 28th, 1914, November 11th, 1918, World War I. Salvatore D. Pasquale Sr., March 23rd, 1888, April, 1873, July 28th, 1914, November 11th, 1918, World War I. Benjamin C. Goodman, November 6, 1924, July 16th, 1997, September 1st, 1939, September 2nd, 1945, World War II. My father, Kevin D. Neff, July 7th, 1962, July 15th, 2021, 1975 through 1985, Cold War, Vietnam. I'll go ahead here and flip through these, and this is again remembering those for this Memorial Day. This right here, this would be my great-grandfather's World War I draft documents, his papers that I got copies of right there. Right here, these are the Joneses right here. who I'm related to, Buffalo Soldiers. They were slaves, and they were, after the Civil War, did become freemen, or freemen, if you were. And they were, their ancestry is from Caribbean, from the Caribbeans, or the Caribbeans, which goes into a lot of their stuff like this. And of course a lot more when it comes to a lot of history and draft papers. You know, I'm not gonna get into that right there, or show a lot of that, because it is too much, and it does become competitive, if you were. It did become competitive, so that's my reason right there. This right here, this is Chief Robert, the leader of the Chippewa tribe, Chippewa Cree. He's the one that started the Rocky Point Reservational tribe. You know him with the Civil War. So he played a huge role in a lot of those upcoming, or those events that happened within the past. Burial ground, real mud or mound burial grounds. When it comes to the Stone Child, and this is Rocky Boy right there. That's where that is. This right here, it's an older picture, it's very blurry, but this guy right here, my great-grandfather, who served in World War I, right there. My great-grandmother's headstone, who was born a slave, right? Who was born a slave. My uncle's headstone. So let me go ahead and properly put these back in this envelope, if you will. So here, right there, is my great-grandmother, who was born a slave. Right there, her name was Ida Jones. And I flipped this, and this is my Uncle Ben's obituary, who served in World War II, right there. So, there's that one right there. And I hope you guys can hear me. My voice is a bit rough today. I'm not getting sick, I'm just not fully up. So now we're going to open up this right here. This right here is my family's obituaries right here. There's my great-grandmother's obituary. Alright. My great-grandfather's obituary, who served in World War I. My grandma, my mom's mom, obituary. My grandfather, right there, my mom's dad, his obituary. Right? Matter of fact, this would be him right there on top. My Uncle Ben's obituary, served in World War II, right there. He was part of the I think that's a G or C SGT U.S. Air Force, World War II. My Aunt Patricia's obituary, she was a murdered indigenous woman. Again, both of my Uncle Ben and his son's headstone right there. My uncle's obituary, Salvatore III. My other uncle, the youngest, his obituary. And my uncle who passed almost 3 years ago, his obituary is in there. And my dad's obituary. Let's go ahead and continue on. That's a bookmark right there. Something I was doing. And to show, we have Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull. We have Jim Bridger and Chief Robert right there. They served a huge part in this nation's history in shaping it. Let me see here, to colored photos here, if you will. Okay. Actually, I think I could be wrong. Not 100% certain where they would go. Do I not have... Okay. Let me not fully skip. Either I'm missing something or I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing here. And I'll let you guys know what that is. Okay? Okay, let me see. So again, I got ones that are in color, but I'm just going to show what I can here in black and white. My grandfather, my mom's dad, my Uncle Ben and my grandfather, they were brothers. Right there, my grandfather and my youngest uncle. So that right there is my dad, Vietnam. Uncle Ben, World War II. My dad when he joined the service at 17. Let's see here. Okay. This is a good one. So again, my great grandfather, World War I. My grandmother and her husband, my grandparents are deceased. My Uncle Ben when he was younger in the Air Force, World War II. Right there. Chief Small Boy right there. Okay. When he became the leader of the Chippewa tribe after his dad has passed, right? Now, let's go ahead and push on to continue. Alright. Now, let's see. We can't forget during our fallen pets, because they are family animals, that we have lost our family. So we have to remember them on this day too. Right there. Now, this one's still around. Ralph. George, he's gone. I've loved him. Sissy, she's passed on. Right. Let's go ahead. This is Gold, he's passed. Louie, she's gone. Right there. Adopted family member of mine, still in the service. Right there. There's Chico, he's still around. Peanut, Tipper, they're both gone. Right there. This little guy right there, Bob, he's been passed, right? So he's been passed. Let me go ahead and try to get this the best I can. Probably gonna focus on one end of this. As you can see, my dad and my uncles are both gone. They're all gone. Right there. And everything. The last picture of me and my uncles together, two of them, right there at the bottom where my thumb's at. You know. So, today is a day to remember people who have fallen, regardless if they weren't in the service or not. And that's what a lot of people forget about Memorial Day. You know, that's what a lot of people forget about. A good portion of everyone in here is gone and passed on in these photos. Huge portion. So there's that right there. Go ahead and get this closed up. And I got one more thing to share with you guys. Something that's personal for me. So, in this Ziploc bag right here is the last stuff that my dad wore and was supposed to wear when getting out of the hospital. But at that time, he was put on hospice 5 years ago. And you know, the thing that gets to me, and I tried to repost the original video, but you know, TikTok muted it. You know, my ex-best friend, those who may follow my channel or, you know, watch my videos, and you know how I name him. His name was Wayne Thomas Simmons. Went by Gray Matter. Very jealous partner of mine who got my page took down, my Facebook page. You know, lost 5 years of mourning my dad. I can't even see, you know, pictures go on his page, videos anymore of his voice, because it was set to private, as it were. And you know, my again, jealous ex-partner had me hit heavily for things that he was butthurt, you know. You guys see me post his picture several times, so you know what he looks like. But I'm going to share with you what's inside of this to, you know, move on. This right here was my dad's cancer hat, if you will, that he wore. He didn't like it because of the flower patterns on it, right there. And that was his. And these right here, this was his tie-dye bucket hat right there. He wore it a few times right before he ended up passing. This shirt right here was supposed to be the shirt he was supposed to wear when he was supposed to get out of the hospital, but he ended up going right in to hospice. He ended up going right into hospice. You know, I even have converted home videos on a playlist here on this my TikTok page called Home Videos Mixed Heritage, which you guys can also find in a playlist as well, where you see Collections 5 at. This shirt right here is the last shirt he did wear right when he went into the hospital. It has his company's name on there, or the job he worked for, I should say, right there. Again, my voice is a bit raspy, so I do apologize for that. But that's the last stuff that he had, you know, that he wore. I wish I could share with you guys, you know, with his phone, but I never knew his lock key combination, unfortunately. You know, so it's just there, and I wouldn't know what to do to unlock that besides factory restarting it, which I'm not going to do. So, you know, we'll just never really know. We'll just never really know, which is the unfortunate part of that. But I hope everybody, you know, enjoyed. For this video here. So yeah, happy Memorial Day, and remember those who have